Yowza. I completely forgot I needed to talk about this car and introduce it. So this is the night I'm doing the bulkheads and that crap. Barra Turbo T56 IS300 drift car. Bloody 19, 20-year-old me thought, it's too expensive to build a JZ. Yanked it out. Anyway, it's got a Barra in it. That's my spirit animal. That's my soul. All I know is Barra. But yeah, this car's got a bit of a backstory. It's got some history. I've spoken briefly about it on my Instagram. I'll link the video to that if you haven't already seen it. Super important to me, and I feel like it's quite important to some of my friends as well, which is strange. So stay tuned. Have a watch. Grab something to eat. Write an insulting comment. Any publicity is good publicity, huh? Hello, this is me from the future. And before you ask yourself, when you get a bit later in the video, oh, that guy's gross. Why has he got the same beanie on? And I forgot to film an intro putting the gearbox in this yesterday. I know, my bad. Whatever. But yeah, yesterday the plan was sort out putting the gearbox in the car, because that was my biggest worry, whether I'd have to cut the tunnel or whatever. But yeah, didn't have to do that. And you'll see it anyway. Bloody YouTube magic or whatever it's called. That's just a bit of a preface as to why I'm wearing the same clothes. So, to be fair, granted, I'm wearing the same tracksuit pants. No, they haven't been through the wash. You reckon I want to wreck me washing machine with these things? You're kidding yourself. These get a hose down outside and get left out for 3 days to dry. Gearbox, I won't spoil it, but you'll be able to tell. It's fucking in. Oh, I just spoiled it. It's fucking in. But anyway, you can watch that happen. I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing now. I'm going to shut up. Like any good person installing a master cylinder, you always check what's on the other side of the firewall before you drill.
I really hope there's nothing there.
So Jesse has marked my firewall and drilled the holes for the clutch master, because these cars are automatic. They come with like a little indent, a provision for one, but they don't come with any marked holes or indented holes. That's done. Took a measurement from where the bell housing bolts to the gearbox to the shifter at its furthest point, and it was 680 something mil. And then I've marked out in the tunnel where I need to cut it to. It's pretty good. It was 644 in neutral, which is about here. But as soon as I shift down, I want a bit of space. So I've marked it out, rounded it out. So now it's time to cut. So now the shifter is all cut, ready for a T56, a turbo T56. None of this NA stuff, a proper turbo T56, baby. I did a bit of gentle massaging on the tunnel to get the bell housing to fit, because the auto tunnels are quite narrow on these. Geez, it didn't take very much. It was just a bit of a love tap there and a bit of a love tap there to clear the starter, but the bell housing is on, the Barra is in, And we're having a good time. We are having a good time. Thank you again to Jesse and Christina for letting me use their space. It's much appreciated. So now that's all done, I'm going to stop lollygagging and we are going to put in their gearbox. So just enjoy our struggles, I guess. Two blokes on the floor chucking in a T56. They're not light, so we'll see how we go. Right, so I am back at Jesse's house, the place where Skylines come to die, for day 3 of my super working stint on a Lexus. Ideally, I want this car ready for winter Matsuri, which is like less than 5 weeks away. So fingers crossed, that's the list. It's not very big, just my riding's very big. Plan for tonight, I need to put a return into my fuel hanger. The IS300s are stupid and they don't have a return. They're a deadhead system. They don't return to the tank. So I need to modify my hanger and put a bulkhead in the top. The other thing I need to do, get this right, IS300s have an internal fuel pressure regulator sitting inside of the fuel tank, connected to the fuel hanger. Ain't that the dumbest thing you ever seen in your life? Yeah, it is. I also need to delete that, and it's a pretty crude way of doing it. You kind of need to squish it and fold it. Because I'm running an external fuel pressure regulator in the engine bay. I don't need that. I don't need that shit. So I'm going to get rid of it. If that goes to plan and that goes well, I will be dropping the rear subframe. But yeah, when I bought it, the bushes were shagged anyway, and I can't imagine over the last 6 years of it being on jack stands, not touched, not looked at, not driven, they fixed themselves. So it's going to get a bit of an injection with some Super Pro bushes. Fingers crossed everything works out okay. But first thing I'm going to do is modify my fuel hanger and put a bulkhead in there. It's all happening. Right, so Bulkhead is in. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Ended up having to stuff around with a few things, but bulkhead is in. As you can see, my little feed line's hiding there somewhere. We're going to modify this because we're deleting the stock fuel lines, but we need to make our return line for the overflow from the surge tank. So need to make, you can't really see because it's dark. That's crap. But anyway, we need to make a little line that runs up through here into the cabin, and then we're going to make a little firewall section all the way down, sort of like down here, all the way to here, and we'll just grommet this or something. We need to make those lines, and to make those lines, we need the line itself. And you might ask, Cade, where do you get your lines from? Who can you trust to deliver fuel from the back of your car to the front of your car? And I am so glad you asked, because I'm here to tell you, every single line, every single fitting in this car is from Raceworks. Raceworks have jumped on board with myself and this car, and I love them. I actually love them. Everybody there is so good. But yeah, they're supplying all the fittings and all of the line, and my fuel rail, my injectors, etc, 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 so on and so forth. But I've gone with their 230 series stainless braided PTFE in -6 for my surge overflow, and -8 from the surge, and we're gonna run them underneath the car all the way to the front. Raceworks have been a massive help with this car and with me, and genuinely, this could not happen without them. So thank you very much, Scott, Sam, everybody at Raceworks, for all you've done. Right, so we've gone over the lines and the fuel management, etc, 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 for this car. Now I'm going to give you a little tip, a bit of an insight on the secret sauce that's going to keep the Barra going forever and ever and ever, and that is courtesy of our friends at Martini Racing Products. So Martini, I sent a little cheeky DM to Martini, and we hit it off. In the Lexus, we are going to be running Martini's 10W40. I haven't cracked it yet, but Cam's 1060 is blue, so fingers crossed it's blue. Other than the engine oil that I'm running, we are also running Martini's Z-Spec ATF for their road and track applications. If you don't know T56s, which is what's in this, you need to run ATF, Dex 3 ATF. Don't know why, but it says so, so I'll put it in. So Martini sent out there, again, Z-Spec ATF. We also have some 75/90 road and track diff oil to keep this welded Torsen diff healthy and not whiny, hopefully. As well as that, they have also sent out their Supersport SS 600 brake fluid. So Martini is going to be the blood of the Lexus, keeping it alive, keeping it healthy. Massive, massive, massive thank you to Martini Racing Products. If you need anything related to any type of oil, any type of fluid, hit up Martini. I'll put their link in the description, maybe on screen if I get a bit fancy. Same with Raceworks. I'll put their information down below if you need any, pretty much anything ever. Go and have a look at their website. Like, they make guard covers, for goodness sakes. They're no good to me because, like, fiberglass guards, but they make everything. Harnesses, seats, race suits, bloody you name it, they make it. So massive, massive thank you to Martini, and a massive, massive thank you to Raceworks. Without those two, I seriously couldn't do this at all. If you need anything, tell them I sent you. Imagine that. That's like peak famous guy stuff there. That's not me. Maybe Mike Lake or Cam Martin. They're big famous guys, but not me. I got no pull around here. We're just having fun. All right, mega change of plans here, because that bulkhead fucked me around quite a bit, and sucked up a whole bunch of my time. I'm not going to bother trying to drop the subframe. That'll be a tomorrow/weekend job. For now, I'm just going to make the return line from the surge, or like the overflow line from the surge tank to the fuel pump hanger back into the tank. Pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. I'm quite garbage at making lines, I've found anyway. Like, I'm pretty special. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, really. It's not like rocket science. It's just a bit daunting, because the first thing that pops in your head is, shit, if this leaks, I'm going to have fuel go everywhere. And yeah, you will. So be careful. Smack myself in the face. Be careful, because you don't want fuel pissing all over your car, because that just ends in a bad time. But yeah, we're going to make lines. Not snort lines, make lines. You cheeky bastards. I just had the biggest brainwave ever, because I'm so fucking smart. I fucked off that blue straight bulkhead, and I've gone for the Raceworks 45 degrees. So my plan was to run lines down here, bloody drill a grommet in here, and I didn't even have to, because I've gone with the Raceworks 45 degree bulkhead. It's not bolted down yet, but have a look at this shit. I'll fucking get this on the right way. Where is that? There it is. There it isn't. There, maybe? I don't know, you get the gist. Look at that. Sorry, what bulkhead, bruv? Also, change of plans number 748 of the night. Jesse came out here and we're pulling the subframe out now.
That was always the plan.
It wasn't, as you probably saw 45 seconds ago. But now it is the plan. This is going to be a massive job.
Subframe out in 20 minutes.
He reckons subframe out in 20 minutes. I reckon he's a joke. The time is now 10 to 11, and I've just wrapped up at Jesse's. As you saw, we changed our mind again. Jesse kind of convinced me to pull the subframe out then and there. We did. It took us like 15-20 minutes. It wasn't actually as time consuming as I thought it would be, but I feel like this is a great place to end the video. I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully not super long, because it doesn't need to be drawn out. But yeah, look, it's my first video. I'm gonna have some issues. I do have microphones. I just forgot to plug them in for the whole thing. So I thought, if I'm gonna be consistent for the first video, I may as well be consistently shit. So my apologies if you hear like a knocking noise or whatever. Made heaps of progress in the last sort of 2 days, which is awesome. The engine is like final mounted in there. It's just a dummy engine because it's got a spun bearing. Gearbox is in, and I just need to fabricate a mount for it. Bulkhead's in. I went a different direction. I was originally, as I said, going to tunnel through the car, but got a 45 degree bulkhead courtesy of Raceworks. So that's going to allow me to run all my lines underneath the car and up to the surge, thank goodness, because that's one less fire risk that I have to worry about inside the cab. Other than that, geez, like I've been saying to Jesse, Christina, pretty much anyone that'll listen to me, this is the most work I've done on this car in the 6 years that I've owned it, really. Like the last 3 days, 2-3 days has just been nuts. And I'm super proud of myself, you know, for doing it. Uber thankful to Jesse and Christina for lending me their space to get it done. Jesse for, you know, all of his help so far, so massive thank you. And yeah, I guess there's no time like the present to finish off this video, so fuck, if you stayed around this long, thanks so much for watching. Keep documenting, we'll keep having fun, and hopefully the car's ready for Winter Matsuri, so I can go and bang some doors with all of my friends, because I've been hanging to do that, not borrowing everybody else's cars. But yeah, thank you again. Thank you to everyone that has been supporting me and pushing me to make a YouTube video. Super uncomfortable, but we're having lots of fun doing it. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.